So what's up, bro? Who am I here with today?
What's up, man? I'm Jadon, man.
Jadon, that's how you say it?
Jadon, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's up, bro? What you got going on? What are your hopes and dreams?
Man, a lot of things right now.
Yeah.
A lot of things that's kind of been on pause, I would say, due to circumstances financially.
Yeah.
At one point in time, I was kind of up financially a little bit, and I was able to make some good moves. I was up. I had a lot of money put away and everything like that.
What does that mean to you? What's a lot of money?
A lot of money to me, I had. Yeah, that's a good question because there's levels to money, right? But I would say as far as my age and the average money that people have at a certain age, I would say I had 20,000 in stocks.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had 20K in stocks and stuff like that.
Then what happened? You took it out?
Yeah, because me and my family, we ended up investing in a property. Yeah, we had an investment.
That's good. You bought a house on?
No, we bought a fourplex.
Oh, that's even better. That's a good place to put money in.
No, it's a good play. But really, that money was for my mom. That was like a play that me and my brother did for my mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we kind of just gave.
That's good though because
we don't want any capital from it or anything like that. We just hey, this for you,
That's still there.
We got so many more years to work.
Yeah, no, that's that money is not gone. It's there.
Yeah,
it's right compounding. Exactly. It's actually appreciating.
Yeah.
At a good
but
rate.
As far as personal, that was personal money. It wasn't you go get a hard money or shit like that.
That's dope though. Yeah, that's a good play. And so when was that? When did you do that?
That was about, I'll say, a year and a half ago. Yeah.
Did you notice anything in the universe substantially happen to you because of that?
I would say no, not really.
Really?
Not really.
That's a big. Were you happy to do it?
Man, we felt amazing because it's that learning curve of there's a fear when you don't own any property.
Yeah.
Of the process, not so much of owning it, but the process of acquiring it is people think it's so hard, and it can be challenging, especially when you don't understand all of the loan types like FHA and the differences, differentiating between the different types of loans and what you can and cannot do as a first time investor or home buyer.
Yeah.
So it was definitely felt good because we got over that kind of that fear.
Yeah.
The process.
Yeah.
And then once we did it, now it's going through the challenges of actually owning it, tenants and stuff like that, and the laws that protect tenants, which is crazy in itself. That's a whole world. So, yeah, man, it's cool just learning on the fly.
Let's go. And so you're mom doesn't stay in it? It's just different tenants?
No, it's just all tenants. It's a fully occupied. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's fully occupied.
Let's go. That's great.
At first, my bro was going to live in it for a little bit, but we decided not to.
Where's it at?
It's on, honestly, bro, I don't, I wipe my hands with it. So, that's, it's on the east. I don't remember exactly what street.
Yeah.
So, that lets you know right there.
How involved you are.
I don't be there. Yeah.
Who manages it?
Her.
Oh, really? Your mom does the whole shit?
She running it, yeah.
Oh, that's dope. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
That's solid. So there's this thing called glad giving, and when you give, that's the really secret to receiving in the universe. So when you give, you receive. So giving, especially how substantial that was for you.
Right.
The universe. You just have to look out be open to receiving, you know what I mean? Especially because of that, in the manner and the method in which you did it.
Right.
It's almost like the universe has to give you back compound on that.
Right.
It's literally the law.
Right.
So if you haven't gotten it yet, then that means you have a good investment out.
Yeah. No, seriously. We've been patient. We kind of waiting to refinance right now.
Yeah.
That's kind of the goal, just talking to her and what she wants to do with it. Honestly, I'm into, you know who Chris Johnson is? No, so he used to live out here. He's an investor. He's in the stocks and stuff like that. I was part of his Discord and everything. I met him in person actually too, man.
Dope.
He's a super wealthy dude. But anyways, he has sold all of his properties.
No way, just to
and
trade?
Put it into Bitcoin.
Bro, I've been hearing that a lot. Andrew Tate, a lot of people, bro. Even a trader. I had a trader come in here, and he was a big time trader. multiple 8 figures, like maybe close to 9 figures, super
That's what I'm
wealthy
trying to
dude.
get, bro.
And bro, he's like, it's just like trading. Like, so Andrew Tate's whole thing is like, yeah, like this dude asked me for like a $16 million investment for a hotel. It's a great opportunity. It's an like, you know, it's going to make money for sure.
Yeah.
But like, you have to build the hotel. You have to staff it. You got to worry about like the steak prices, the dishes, like everything that goes into a hotel.
Yeah.
You could just put that $16 million into Bitcoin and get like that return, that 10% return.
Right.
And there's nothing to it. You just go away. Like you
But
just
you
go on a
said
yacht.
10%. No, we're talking 500%.
I mean, yeah, it depends on what it does. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because like the reason I was like, I kind of talked to her about that. Like, hey, how would you? I know we worked so hard to get this property, but how attached are you to it? Like, are you
Right.
emotionally attached to this property? I asked her that. You know?
Yeah.
Because like I'm trying to become less attached to things.
Yeah.
You know, because
That's
that's how you build wealth ultimately. You know,
100%.
like just being detached.
Yeah.
You got to be detached from certain things. You can't be attached to your money too much.
Right.
And as it's working for you.
100%.
Yeah, you can't be, you know, feeling a certain way about pulling it away from something that's not really moving as fast as you thought it would,
Yeah.
or taking the path less taken, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So I talked to her about that, like, hey, how would you feel about, like, forget this property,
Yeah.
put all the proceeds into,
Like a
you know,
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. Why not? Because, yeah, when this thing, you know, when that thing take off, I mean, it already
did.
something amazing in the last 3
Yeah.
months, so it's evaluated at a billion.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Bitcoin. So that means that the market cap for it is still, it's already set. So it's going to go way far past 100K.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, man, we still early. People think they late to the party.
Really?
But it's really just starting, you know?
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about that too. Like,
Yeah, don't think too hard, man. You already an
just-
investor. So
yeah.
Don't think too hard.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
don't think too hard. There's
Just
really
put
nothing
it
to
in
think
there.
about.
There ain't nothing to think
Don't
about.
think too hard, right? We
Yeah.
put our money in. We just let our money sit in the bank.
Yeah, that's true.
We let our money. It's like this dude, the Chris Johnson dude. His ideology on it is like save in Bitcoin. So it ain't even that he's trying to like. He's not telling us like invest in.
Yeah.
He's like save in Bitcoin. It's like
Yeah,
save
just put
in
your
Bitcoin.
saving account.
Yeah, saving.
Yeah, I just have like dollar cost averaging going into like whatever Vanguard, the S&P,
Oh yeah,
and
I
like a
used to
couple
have
other
VU,
things. Yeah,
VU,
VU.
the ETFs and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, and that's pretty much like all. I just have like automated like every week,
Yeah.
like however much goes out. It's a lot. I
How those
fucking.
accounts doing?
They're all right.
They
I mean, they're not
it's
like.
it's small gains, right?
Yeah,
So
it's
where you
super
like
small.
it doesn't give you dopamine.
Nah, it's just
Yeah,
like
it don't give you
exactly. It's
dopamine.
like a savings account or whatever. That's
Mhm.
slow and steady, but it's a lot. I think it's like $750 a week goes into that. So I'm like,
Whoa,
yeah. So if I
you-
just
you
switched it to
dumping a lot.
Bitcoin, yeah,
Sheesh.
yeah,
Oh my, yeah. If you
yeah, that
switch
would
to
be the
Bitcoin,
only
bro, XRP
switch.
too,
Yeah, XRP.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like most people not putting 750 a week
Yeah, into whatever.
unless they got like some, you know, like.
And it's not even crazy, bro. It's crazy
Yeah.
because you program your subconscious mind. I was just talking to my wife about that. Like when you, like your phone bill or your car bill or whatever, right? Like once
Right.
you adopt that you're capable of doing that, it doesn't matter if you lose your job or if whatever things happen, like
Yeah.
you just make those payments. It's fucking normal. Like it's your
Right.
subconscious does it for you.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, so I don't even notice it really, honestly. I like, it's just there. It's like the bill, like money comes in and out. And it's crazy because the principal balance, like that I operate my bank account at, it's like stays the same. Like, you know, it's like everything's going in and out and in and out and in and out, but like the like operating account is like at the same number because like my subconscious is like projecting that number to stay there. It doesn't matter, which like I need to change, right? Like and grow and calibrate by not being so attached to
Right.
that amount. Like
Feel me.
what's like I might as well just fucking invest it all, right? Like that's why we're gonna move so much money into upstairs because it's like it's uncomfortable and I'm like confident that it could work.
I
So
bet that's super uncomfortable, man, taking that risk.
yeah, because it's like not like putting into Bitcoin or anything. It's like putting into yourself. You know, it's
Yeah.
putting into your own capabilities to make shit
Right,
happen.
right.
So.
Yeah.
That's kind of the play, but yeah, bro. I mean, I know we're recording it, and I don't. Sometimes I post these, sometimes I don't. But to me, it's like more, you know, we're gonna create content, and it creates value for everyone. Beside it just being a meeting.
Yeah.
So I wanted to see where you're at, like what you thought about the opportunity, what your like real life thoughts are, and like
Right,
what it
right.
really is, whether it's for you or whether it's not for you. Like, you know what I
man.
mean?
Yeah, I appreciate that. And I'm not somebody that's, even though like I'm showing up,
Yeah.
just more so to like really talk and just be around the energy, first
Right,
of all,
right.
right? Just because you are an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So rather than it just being so much about this opportunity,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just like being around people who are like doing something. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because
You got to.
that's my goal, to be like making plays and making moves,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, man, I think the opportunity is cool. Like we were talking about how much time would be able to be given to me as far as hours per week.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that was kind of like, I was thinking that it might be like more right now, because you
Yeah.
were saying you guys are making like, who cares about the dollar amount per day? I was
Yeah.
saying, but like how many sessions you might be getting per day, maybe
Mm-hmm.
like 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
But obviously I know that's gonna increase.
Yeah.
So I see the vision too.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. I already know the vision. Like, and we're in Vegas. This market growing crazy.
Yeah,
Like
it's-
podcasts. We in podcast century right now.
Yeah.
Like, so I get it. Like, I see why you making these moves.
Yeah.
Podcast wise, cause yeah, like I watch a couple podcasters myself, and
Yeah.
it's definitely
There's a
like
market.
podcast season. It's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
market for it, right? So this is so smart, bro.
Yeah.
Great play, like great play. Great play.
Let's go.
But yeah, I think it's cool, man. I think it would be dope. It's definitely inspiring. I would love to do it. I'm definitely highly interested.
Yeah.
As far as like just coming in here, getting inspired by people,
Yeah.
coming here, setting up, learning,
Yeah.
right? Because I feel like if I was to acquire that skill on like bouncing things out,
Yeah.
understanding microphones,
Yeah, yeah.
understanding, chords, understanding the cameras a little bit
Yeah.
more,
I mean,
right?
it's easy too.
Because although my bro was doing it, I wasn't like into the intricacies
Yeah.
of like how the shit actually
Works
Excuse
and
my,
shit,
excuse
yeah.
my language, like how it actually is working. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And how he's bouncing out files and
Yeah.
keeping track of everything. So
That all that stuff is pretty simple, but I
Yeah.
think the main thing for me is like bringing on people that are. I look at anyone that works with me. It's like I think of them like secret agents or like not like special agents. Like you need to be able to problem solve and like deliver, like get the desired outcome. And
Yeah.
that's like really the ultimate skill to create anything in life is figuring out how to create the desired outcome. So like
Right.
it might not be what we think it is. So I don't like order takers that are just like, oh, what do I do now? Or like, or how am I
Right.
supposed to do this, right? So one thing that I think you have a very positive trait is that you're staying on top of me. Like you've called me multiple times or reached out. Like that to me already has like, you're already like above like 70% of the job pool, like as far as people who I would even consider, because people don't do that. Like I have to chase them down, right? Or like call them or like follow up on them. And I need people that are on top of like the whole situation, because like when you're, for example, like a videographer, right? And you go on set, there's problems, bro. Nothing's gonna happen, right? Like there might not be outlets. Maybe you forgot a battery. Like maybe the SD card is full.
Trust me,
I've what I mean? Like
being around
there-
bro.
Yeah. There's problems. Like, and I've been on set with your bro and Tay Price, and there's just
Yeah.
problems, bro. Like there's like shit is just not how we planned it to be, right?
And you
But-
gotta scramble.
Yeah, but you have to figure it out. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter what you do, you still have to get the desired outcome. And creating your goals, dreams, and desires is the same thing, right? Like you may think that you need to do a certain plan or a certain thing or have a certain money or whatever, right? But when you get to it, like there's going to be a problem or a challenge, and you need to just problem solve it and overcome and get to it. And that's what that like gap is what determines people who become successful and people who don't become successful, is doing whatever it takes to bridge the gap to get to the desired outcome. The desired outcome could be anything, right? Like you wanted a green juice, you went to the store and you got a green juice. But like if you if you didn't have gas, what would you do? You'd be like, oh, well, there's no more fucking green juice. The green juice is like, my dream's over. Like, no, you go to the gas station and get your gas, right? Like, oh, what are your tires low? Okay, even if you needed gas and you need air in the tire, you fill up the tire, right? So like when we're doing things in business, it's the same thing. Like I might set you up, right? Like, hey, there's this client needs this and this and this. Like, this is what you have to do. It's the general idea. But then when you get there, something happened, right? And like whatever it is, you couldn't even predict what the challenge is going to be.
Yeah.
But someone who is competent and can problem solve and deal with the situation, is the type of people that we're looking for. But someone that's like calling me like while I'm in meetings or while I'm doing other shit, like I don't know what to do, like I'm just gonna sit here and wait, like that's a problem. I've literally had, bro, this one guy, I used our drone, just like one of the homies who I've known forever, but he was working for me because he needed some money. I sent him to a gig, right, to film this drone shit, and then he like gets there. He was like, I was busy. I was doing some other shit, like doing business. And he's like calling and texting me like, hey, the guy's not here. Like, blah, blah, blah. What the fuck? And he's like, oh, I'm leaving. And he left. And the client, like, I think he misunderstood the time. Like, it was like 8 a.m. and it was for 8 p.m. So then he goes to the shoot and he's not there at the right time. It's like never there, right? And then he doesn't show up for the actual time, like later in the day. And he just disregarded the whole fucking thing, and which is crazy to me, right? That someone would like, same guy, dude, I've had like come to the door, right? Like he had to come here for something. He didn't even try to open the door. He just like, he's like, oh, I heard your voice, I didn't come in. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what? You know what I mean? That's a very dramatic example, but like there's degrees to that. So like doing what we're doing, it's like I don't need someone that just could push the buttons and like work the cameras, because that's easy. Like a monkey could do it, you know what I mean? But I need someone that's gonna like be a field agent with us, and like, because there might be times where like, yeah, maybe nothing's happening here, but like I'm like go to with Jazz, like our operations manager, to like another client and help out with whatever they have going on, like, you know,
Yeah.
or we're doing flyering, or go to this convention, or, you know what I mean? It's just like random situations. I need like an agent, like a field agent, like someone who's competent, that can learn the skill to get the desired outcome. And then once you learn that skill, you could apply it to anything you want.
Let's talk more about that. Like, I was curious, 'cause I actually did write down some questions that I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. Okay, yeah. So being like out there in the field, you were saying like, what are some places you would say like I would possibly go to like do sales or try to gain clientele or try to, you know,
like specific locations, I would
you
say
were saying like, you know,
like WeWorks,
conventions.
any co-working spaces, convention centers, like casinos potentially, concierge services. So I need to go like specifically, and I'm gonna go with you like until we figure it out, because I don't know what it takes, right? Like I don't know what it's gonna take to like book deals that way, but I know that if I go out there and do it, like I'll do it. So like,
yeah, I feel like podcasts are a thing that definitely is like super sellable.
Yeah.
Not sellable, but like getting people to just try.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Because like so many people are trying to be entrepreneurs these days, and
Yeah.
so many people need to market some
Right.
type of way.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
So, and I looked at the pricing.
yeah,
The pricing isn't like
It's cheap.
crazy.
Yeah, that's the
especially if
idea.
you're trying to get them
Volume,
in.
yeah.
Have you ever thought about just to add some value real quick? You ever thought about like a subscription service, bro?
yeah. We sold one like this month, like for $1,500.
Dropping it a little. Oh, for 50. Oh,
Yeah.
Never mind. Yeah, but like 1,500. What do they get access to?
They get like 8 podcasts, and then like I forget, it's like 12 or 15 social
And this is
media
monthly?
edits. Yeah.
That's smart. That's cool. That's a great price. I wasn't thinking that high. So yeah, you already.
You know
on
what I
it. You
mean?
already
So
on
like,
it.
or
Yeah.
whatever. Like you could sell anyone anything, really.
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
whatever you feel comfortable in selling. But again, and I don't know what it's gonna take. So I'm gonna go out there with you and literally sign up deals so we can figure it out together. And that's
Yeah.
like, again, like deep level mentorship that like you're not going to get. And one, like people are scared to do that. They're scared to talk to other people or knock
Yeah.
on doors or like generate opportunity. But that's like the most valuable thing. Like I said, I learned it from door-to-door sales. But it's the same thing, like going to coffee shops, WeWorks, any co-working spaces, convention centers, and just like having conversations with people. Like
If you don't mind, what were you doing door to door? Or were you?
solar.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know who Andy Elliott is?
Yeah.
You ever watch his videos and
Yeah.
stuff like that? And he talks about like trying to getting people that are trying to teaching them how to sell.
Yeah.
And then a lot of that solar comes up in a lot of his clients.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I know that one's. How was that, man? That was.
It was cool. It was just a job, like, but it changed the trajectory of my life, because before solar, I didn't make like 6 figures in a year, which like
Solar got you to 6 figures?
yeah, not with solar, just
Oh.
like with learning the skills in solar,
Oh,
and then I
how-
applied it to my business, and I made 6 figures that same year
Wow.
with self development, sales. That's really all it was, self development and
Wow.
sales.
Wow. Wow.
So, and then it's been just up ever since, you know. So like that skill, which is the same potential skill I can teach you, is like
Yeah.
just going up to people, anyone, like strangers, like you never talk to, right? Facing your fears, because you'll see. Well, I mean, you've done timeshare, so it's very similar.
Yeah,
like,
it's so similar. Like
it's
I had
very
to
similar.
definitely, and it's not so much that it's out of my comfort zone, because really I am super. I understand how to talk to people by you know, like,
Yeah.
and understand how to. Everybody's different. Like reading people, body language,
right,
everything,
right.
to where like I know how to communicate. But it's about, like you said, believing in the product.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a lot easier to like not convince, to get somebody to understand the value of doing a podcast for their business
Yeah.
or for whatever they trying to get to,
Yeah.
than it is to tell somebody, convince somebody they need a vacation property
Yeah.
for 20,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah,
That's
that is tough.
That's tough.
100%. Yeah.
That's tough.
That's a hard sale. And yeah, that's super hard. Timeshare is probably the hardest
That's
direct
tough,
sale
bro.
method. But yeah, and I mean, it's just that. It's a lower ticket sale. It's a lot easier. And even if we're just handing out flyers, like the value of that, like, but obviously we want to book. We want them to book like while they're in front of us, and just create at least a really solid relationship. Potentially we could run like lead campaigns and grab data, and we could call them too. Like that's another method of like setting up leads. All we need to do is generate more business, right? So that when that is like this place is fully like all day 24/7 booked out, then like if all you want to do is studio engineering, then you could do that, right? And then we could train the next person to go out and sell, and it's just like building that same system. And like I said, I don't know what it's going to take, but what I would like in a person is someone that can do all that. Like not just that, but another major, I think, component of who I want to bring on is like creating content, like phone content, like viral trends. And again, I could show you how to do all that if you're not familiar with it, but it's super easy, and just putting out content regularly for like the studio at least. And then I'm building a couple other like sub brands, and we'll see how they go. But helping out around Pathfinder stuff. Like I said, it's a field agent. Like I don't know what the fuck we're gonna get into every day, like, you know, but there's something to do for sure.
Yeah. So, like if I had a question, like since being around this obviously involves marketing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of marketing, right?
Yeah.
I was wondering if it was possible for me to, in times where it might be downtime or days where I'm not actually doing anything as far as a podcast or anything, studio engineering, if I was able to like learn marketing.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what you want to do, yeah, bro. Literally, I just sold a marketing deal, bro. That's like $76,000. Like last week, I closed it, and so we're gonna start on Monday. And marketing's easy, bro. Like, I mean, I like that's
different types of marketing campaigns, and just like, you know, all types. Like, do you do any Facebook like work or any things like that? Just understanding how to like. I think that'd be cool to learn that, acquire that skill and that know-how, that knowledge.
Yeah,
I think that would be dope, man. Because
that's what we do. That's what's turning into be like one of Pathfinder's biggest like cash flowing offers is the marketing. And like all marketing is, bro, like if you want to break it down into layman's terms, it's like doing something, spreading the word, and then getting money. Like you need to spread the word and then drive them to close. And so with specific marketing, it's like forcing that situation to happen. Like running an ad for an offer, getting a lead, calling the lead, and then closing the lead is like basically what a funnel is like getting their data, driving them through your process, and then selling them something. That's
how strategic are you with it though? Like how intricate, how in depth do you go into like narrowing in on a crowd or anything? Like do you do that?
Yeah, that's super. That's what will determine if a ad or a campaign will work. So for example, this building, this place, the owner of it who put me onto that deal we just closed, he wanted to target specific creators, like more users like me, like this, because we make money, and it's like he understands that that's like the future. So what we did is we ran a campaign specifically targeting creators, and then the creative, like the ad that we run, stimulates their problems, and we call them out. Like I forgot what the hook was, but it was like, this number one thing I did in my like career as a creator made us more money than we ever expected. And then it goes into like the pain points. Like, I was doing this and I was tired of carrying my gear around and dropping it and not having a place to meet clients. And it's just B-roll of like random shit, right? And then it's like, then we found this place, B-roll of like the place, and we're like stoked and it's the best thing ever. Like, click right now to get a free month's rent. And then they click, they come into our like CRM, and then our sales rep, like Pathfinder sales rep, calls them, sets the appointment, and then they have an appointment with the agent, and the agent comes out around, shows them the property, whatever. But like, there's a lot of things that need to be in place for it to be successful, like the sales process. Like right now, we fine-tune the whole front end of it all the way to setting an appointment. Now, like, their sales teams need fucking training. So I have to like literally train them and then implement like CRM like fail safes, basically, to where like it follows up with them automatically, because these guys aren't doing it. Like, the sales team isn't selling them, so we need to like fix that. So like, that's a whole component, because you could set up an ad that generates a lot of traffic, but then a client, if they're not making money off of it, they'll be like, oh, this is fucking terrible, like blah 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 blah. But then it's like, are you working the lead properly? Like, did you talk to him? Did you follow it up? Is it the right type of user? Is it the right avatar? Are they in the market for what you're selling? If the answer is yes to all those, then it's a sales process. If the answer is no to all that, then we're hitting the wrong demographic. They're not like buyers that we want to buy our stuff. Mm-hmm. So you need to change that. You need to change the creative. You need to change the copy. You need to change the targeting. And then once that's dialed in, and like I said, we're getting leads at a decent rate for like the right money we want to spend, then it's the sales process. Like, okay, how is the sales process? So that was a whole fucking thing. It's like, I was just driving them leads. So they were getting hundreds of leads, but they weren't calling them. They weren't like emailing them. They weren't like double following up and talking to people. Like, they're just like, oh, these leads are terrible. Like, no one, like blah, blah, blah. They're all wrong numbers, whatever, right? I was like, okay, cool. Let my sales guy, and I had the meeting. I was like, look at the data. You didn't even call, there's 300. You didn't even call half of them. Like, how are you going to tell me there's no leads here? So then I was like, let my sales guys take over it. First week, sales guy set 8 appointments. I think like 6 of them showed up, and I think they got 2 or 3 deals out of it. And leasing space, like, my agreement is like $100,000 value. It's like a 5-year lease for like $2,000 a month, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So like, the value of that is $100,000, and not to mention that it brings the property value up, because this is a commercial building. So now the property goes up by, depending on the cap rate. So like, if the cap rate's like 5 or 6, it goes up like 600%. Like, you know, so it adds 600% value of like what my actual rent is to the value of the property. So yeah, so then all that to say, now like, it's the sales process. Like, now I have to go in and be like, okay, bro, your fucking sales guys are not we're not going through the closing process properly. So now I have a meeting on Monday where I have to go into it. And so marketing is like pretty in depth. It's like, you know what I mean? It's that whole process.
Layers you got to peel back. No question.
If that makes sense.
It's cool, man. How long was that learning curve, man, to understand what marketing is in its entirety, you know?
Bro, I'm still learning. I think everything's like an experiment. It's like, you just do what you know is best. But like, I've been running ads, bro. Like, I can show you my personal ad account. I've spent like, I don't even know, like
K's behind ads.
Yeah, like I think my shit's at like 13,000, which like, I didn't make a single dollar off of any ad campaign I ever made until last year. I sold like a $2,000 kind of like consulting offer, and that shit, boom, I made like $12,000 in like 2 weeks. Like, bah, it hit, it worked. I was finally like, oh fuck, that's crazy. After I've been running ads since like 2013, like little whatever, a few hundred, few thousand, whatever, and nothing made money up until last year. So that's like almost 10 years of spending money on ads that didn't make a single dollar on the return.
That's the difference, huh? But that's the difference.
Yeah, but also like, so in I want to say 21 or 2, we did this really, really elaborate campaign. Like, we filmed these like really cinematic videos. We had like targeted ads, and I spent like a few $1,000s. And the intention, I had such a high belief. Like, I was like, this is going to fucking work. Like, I am so stoked. I was so excited, and I had a really high belief that I was going to make a ton of money because of this energy or this effort I was putting into it.
Yeah.
So we launched it. It was live for like 90 days. And the business like expanded. Like, dude, I want to say we got up to like 80 grand a month. But it wasn't from that campaign. Not a single dollar came through that campaign. They were all like random referrals. Like, it was just all random, but nothing from the exact lead campaign. So what happens is if you have a high belief in something working out, like if you have a high belief that you're going to get your desired outcome and you're putting the effort and you feel like you're doing everything you have to do to get that desired outcome, sometimes it comes through just in ways you didn't expect. So you have to be open to receiving and knowing that you're going to receive the desired outcome, even if it's not how it comes through.
You were saying that earlier,
but
too, yeah.
But when you put a lot of energy and you have a high belief in this thing, it's the same vibrational resonance that attracts what your desired outcome is. Like, you know that this is happening and it's coming and you're doing this shit and you think it's going to come from this, but it comes from over here and you're like, oh fuck, I got everything I wanted. It didn't come from this though.
Yeah.
So you have to be open and receptive to that energy.
I'm gonna really take heed to that. Like, I like that message right there. That's probably the one of the gems you dropped twice now, you know? So I'm definitely take heed to that. Definitely.
Yeah, bro. It's all about
that in.
I mean, that's what success, I think, ultimately is. It's just creating your reality. Because we are creators, like, made in the image of God or whatever. And we are all creating our current reality based off previous thoughts. So, like, what you're currently experiencing is just, like, the effect of previous thoughts. And if you want to change your direct environment, anything, you just change your thoughts. And with enough time, it, like, programs your subconscious and you get the reality that you want. So, like... that's what I thought you were going to say something.
Yeah, I am. I was just waiting for you to get your thought out,
Yeah.
Ben, like, do you have a actual passion for podcasting, or is this a revenue play?
I love making content. That's like that's like my favorite thing to do. Yeah, for sure. Podcasting is, you know what? I think my podcast is not. It's like a fake podcast. Like, I only upload it on YouTube. It's not on any like actual podcasting, on Spotify or Apple Podcast. It's not on any of that. Yeah. And the only reason I started a podcast was an acquisition method. So basically, I'll reach out to people outside of my network and invite them to come on to the podcast. And what that does is it creates value. Like, they're getting on my platform, and then I usually give them social media edits and all the things.
Right.
So by inviting people outside of my network, I have them come on. We own a media company. I give them media, and then they get in our ecosystem. And now it's somebody that it's like a lead. Yep, so that's why I even ever did it. It wasn't that
bounces off so many referrals too, probably.
Yeah,
right?
100%. Yeah, anyone that comes in here refers somebody else or whatever.
They like, wow, yeah, definitely. I'm gonna tell my other entrepreneur friend I got a question, man. Have you ever seen a podcast episode series on YouTube called Self-Made Tastes Better? We gotta watch the episode, man. One of my favorite artists, Nipsey Hussle.
Oh, let's go.
He did a podcast. He did an episode where they sat down. It was like plush, crazy property, all types of palm trees
crazy.
and grapevines in the back, and then they had like a glass of champagne, and then they talked about like his career and like leading up to it, and it's called Self-Made Tastes Better.
I love it.
I was gonna say, man,
I gotta check that out.
I was wondering if you would ever do your own thing, and start like, obviously you making all these moves and doing other things, and you are the person behind the screen right now, running it. But like, once you were to maybe outsource and maybe find somebody else to edit for you and run the podcast, right? Like what you're trying to get right now. Would you ever, on your downtime, you think you could ever start a podcast for yourself? Could you see yourself doing it? Because you got jewels, you put in you got years of experience with these things that people are trying to learn.
Yeah. I
So I
mean,
think your podcast would definitely like be valuable to entrepreneurs and people like that. You got all your equipment already.
yeah.
Like you
Yeah, I mean,
good. Like
that's what I think my wife tells me all the time. Like, what is the most valuable thing that I could spend my time doing?
yeah.
And I think it would be a combination of networking and creating content, which is exactly what a podcast is. So like if I could spend all my time, and again, if it's an acquisition method, right? And I have just a ton of traffic coming through, which is kind of what I want to do, is I want to like transition to where like most of the time I'm just doing podcasts and like networking.
Yeah.
But I think I'm probably still like from doing that full time, like where that's all I do.
No, not full time, but just like for fun, man. Like let's
Yeah.
say there was like every once a month you like this is called the pod,
The pod place.
the pod place, right?
Yeah.
What if it was like the pod place podcast and it happened once a month and you get big names on here?
That's a
you
good
get
idea.
like you feel me?
That's
like
a
no,
really
for
good
real. I was
idea.
thinking about it on the way. I'm like, this dude needs to
Yeah.
do his own podcast for like the pod live, but it's just like a house podcast, right?
Yeah.
That you do like maybe once a month or twice
That's
a
a
month.
good idea.
And you have like big clientele, big names. Like
Yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
like playing small, but like
Yeah, yeah.
those dudes where you really
Yeah.
have to pay them to get here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
That
know
might
what I
be
mean?
that would be super worth it.
And
Low
then now
key.
it's like now you got more eyes on your
I might do
podcast.
that when we get the upstairs cracking, because like
Right.
it would. Yeah, I would pay Grant Cardone like whatever
You feel
to
me?
like
Yeah, like
10 grand, or Ryan Pineda
Yep.
like to come up, pull up, or
Yeah.
even Bradley. I know all of them. Like
Yeah.
I literally have Brad's number and I have Ryan's number too. I could like
Right,
I
right.
just have to
It would
talk
be
some
nothing,
bread.
bro.
Yeah,
It would be nothing. You just gotta
gotta
put
be
your
like,
money.
yo.
Put your
Yeah,
money up.
exactly. That could be
Especially
part
you
of
got
the.
all the equipment. It's nice, just like the podcast they're used to doing.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like I definitely think that would be a
That's
play.
actually pretty fire. That's a really good idea.
Yeah. And then it
Yeah.
gotta be every, you so busy, just once a month, twice a month, and have
Yeah.
the house podcast.
Yeah.
You do your own podcast, whatever, people can rent it out, but then you do a house podcast like once a
Yeah.
month, you feel me?
That's a great idea.
Yeah, bro.
I actually really like that idea.
Yeah.
And then we could have other people like on it too, like our sales reps, or like you or
Exactly.
anybody who is
Or,
like part
you
of
know-
the team.
Like you ever seen a traders, like the trader podcast where the traders get interviewed and stuff like that?
Yeah, I
Have you
had
ever
a
seen those?
trader guy here, and he did like 4. He did hella. He did like 8 actually.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so they'll have it where the company that's running the trading podcast, that person, like you say you were running it and you're interviewing traders, they'll hire somebody else that trades as well sometimes. Like, they'll have like a little friend group and they'll let their friends interview the traders.
Yeah,
So that'd
that's
be dope
what I'm
if I
saying.
came in here and I'm like
Yeah,
interviewing somebody like that and it's like a
100%.
house podcast or something and I'm like,
100%.
you just let somebody else do an interview,
Yeah.
interviewing somebody, a big name or something. That'd be
100%.
tight too,
Yeah.
just so different people, different flavors of people, different
Yeah.
types of questions, different interests.
100%.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, and then just keeps the brand perpetuating. Like, there's
Yeah.
only so much I could do, but if everyone's doing it, then it's like way more. And it's
That'd be
beneficial
tight,
because
yeah.
I have this theory, and I'm trying it with the sales guys, where like if we all build personal brands and like it's all around the ecosystem of the offers we provide,
Yeah.
it's like more marketing channels. It's
Right.
like your channel, our sales guys channel, Jazz's channel, like all these channels that are like ultimately bringing traffic back to like the same, like the offer basically. So that's
Yeah.
kind of like an idea that I've been playing with, and it's similar. It's like the same thing, just like
Yeah.
having other people put on.
You can
for
go
the- for
crazy
the
too,
brand.
bro. You can start like getting products placed in the back and stuff like that that are from
Yeah.
brands that are trying to get seen, like
Yeah.
whether it's like apparel or like vases or whatever, glasses, there's certain
Yeah.
types of champagne flutes and certain
That's a
types
good
of
idea.
feel me? Like
Yeah.
and just do product. Now you like marketing, advertising in the same
Placement,
L at
yeah.
the same time.
Yeah.
Go crazy,
That's
the house
that's really-
podcast.
Let's
For real
go.
though.
That's a great idea, bro. We're gonna have to do it.
No, I could see it. That's like one of the first things I seen when I was just seeing you. I
Yeah.
seen like how you dress. Like you definitely look like somebody to be like, all right, so yeah, it's the house podcast, right? Today we got, blah blah, Ryan
Yeah.
Panada,
Yeah.
whatever, right? So what's up, man? How
What's
you,
up,
Same way
dog?
you
How
talk
you
to me,
feeling?
like, what's up, bro? How you doing? Like, what's
Yeah.
up, man? Tell me what's up with
You know
life.
what's
Like,
funny is
like I could see that in you. You just chill, lay back. Like
yeah.
it could be a chill podcast, man. You got the fly, right? You
Thanks,
got
bro.
this. You got the style. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I like to troll. I like to
Yeah.
troll those guys like Brad and there's other dude. Anyone who's actually famous, bro. There's something about like fucking with them that's like is so funny to me. Like
How
because
so? In what way?
like they just take themselves like so serious.
They become
so,
robotic.
Yeah, so serious to where like I try to poke at them, see like what what happens. Yeah. But
they probably get so used to having a persona too, especially being on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how people be like off camera, but I know some people to get to that level, you do have to kind of for a couple years have to become a little robotic because you constantly doing disciplines, constantly in routine, constantly following out things in your schedule, your day-to-day tasks.
Yeah.
So you probably become, you got to lock in like that though for a few years. So I understand like where that comes from.
Right.
But yeah, I see how you would like to like try to see like, man, what is this? What makes this guy mad? Like what makes this guy,
this dude,
what makes him feel uncomfortable or whatever,
Yeah.
Since he's so used to being uncomfortable.
Right, or like everyone's usually just kissing their asses. So like
that too. That's the thing about me. Like I'm not like that, man. Like that's not a buyout, by the way. Just so you know.
Nah.
Just to clarify, that's not a buyout, man. That's just me. Like, hey, man. It's like same way. Like if I'm gonna pour a glass of wine for myself, like, hey man, 100%. What's up, bro? Here, like, let me pour you up too, right? So
100%.
That's just how I am, And
I appreciate it, bro. That was a very I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Where are you guys from? Like originally, like your family?
Bro, born and raised, bro.
Here in Vegas?
Yeah.
What about your
bro,
parents?
I can't wait to leave, bro. I'm actually trying to move to Houston.
No way.
Yeah. You said where's my parents from?
Yeah.
Vegas. Like
no way.
Vegas babies. Yeah, like
no
Vegas.
way. You have an accent.
Vegas
Do you speak a different language?
No, I don't. What do I sound like I speak? Like, what would you think? Like, I like that. I like that. That's a compliment.
Like Portuguese?
Whoa. Really?
Yeah.
Imagine if I was just like, no, I'm just kidding. I started speaking Portuguese.
Yeah, bro. You sound like you speak Portuguese.
Wow.
Do you know?
I don't even know how Portuguese sounds. Like, you got an example? Let's hear it live and direct. Live.
I can't speak Portuguese. I can speak Spanish.
The House Podcast.
No, I have a homegirl named Lenore, and they're from Angola. And their family like speaks Portuguese, and I feel like you have like a similar
dialect, like
like similar, like exactly, like pattern dialects. I don't know. That's wild, bro. I did not know. You said they're from Vegas too. That's a trip.
When a lot of people meet me, they think I'm from Cali, just because of how I move, like how my charisma, the style I have, like how. But it's because I relate to California people a lot based on how their lifestyles are. Yeah, I love California.
That's crazy. Yeah. I'm still tripping off that. I was for sure thinking you're from Angola.
Hey, maybe that's a place I gotta go. Maybe that's my people.
You gonna be like, hey.
Maybe that's my people and I didn't know.
I know. You're gonna be like,
yeah. What if maybe you just put me on? Like maybe I need to be there.
I don't know. I think it's somewhere like by Brazil or somewhere in Brazil or something. I don't know exactly
sound
where.
Beautiful, right?
Somewhere over there. No, I've never been.
Yeah.
Never been, bro. So anyways, all right, so what's next? So what do you see yourself in like 5 years, bro? What do you like, what's the mission?
Man, where I see myself in 5 years, bro? One, not in Vegas.
Let's go.
Right? For sure. No question. You got to get out of where you live. Like, I'm tripping being here this long still. Yeah. Right?
Houston, though? Have you been to Houston?
I have, and want to know why? Because I plan on having these businesses, which I'm about to talk about in a second, but yeah, that's like an entrepreneur place. And
Houston?
Yeah, man.
Bro, I don't want to ruin Houston for you, but you'll have to see it.
I have to go. Yeah, like I'm talking that I could be saying that I could go there and be like, all right, I still got to go see.
Yeah.
But that's just something that, a lot of people, well, it's because I'm into apparel.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
Right? Apparel, if you into apparel, like it's probably different for podcasting or whatever, but if you into apparel, that's a place where it's like a New York.
Yeah.
Houston,
Cali,
right? Where apparel is dominant,
right.
And it's like a widespread thing, and people are really like making clothes and having brands based on apparel.
That's what's up, bro. Yeah, Houston is, and there's a lot of dope spots in Texas, but
yeah. And then in 5 years, man, I plan on be doing epoxy floor installations.
Let's go.
And getting making plays off of that.
Are you doing that currently?
I'm not. I'm trying to get this money to invest in it, man, to go get this training.
You just need training?
Well, it's more than that, right? You got to learn acquisitions.
You
got you feel me? Like it's marketing, right? So you got
Yeah, but that's fucking easy. You just knock on people's doors. Garages, that's a huge
Well, yeah, it is, but at the same time, you want to get to that level where people are knocking on your door.
Yeah,
that's when you know you playing the game right when it comes to epoxy flooring. Because these dudes that I follow, right? They're doing, and they get to the point where they're so good that they can now host trainings. They
Yeah.
get paid off of that, right?
Yeah.
And then, but people are not gonna when your work is good and you posting the picture of this crazy floor, a Lamborghini, a client, right? They like, bro, I'm next. Like I'm next. Like I'm next. Like what's up? Like I need that too. And then you tell them, they like you like, all right, bro, that's gonna be $10K for the installation. That's it. Like so. Their clientele is crazy, bro. Like the floors they're doing, and you would think that that's not gonna happen so often, but bro, people they're doing floors every day, and they're not cheap. So it's beautiful. It's art too. It's cool. Like you ever seen an epoxy floor? Yeah, man. So there's this one guy. He told me whenever you get going, man, you could do my floor, my warehouse, and he do Toro. So he got like a warehouse with crazy whips in there and
Let's
everything.
go.
So yeah, man, I see myself doing that. I think
What's your
that's
desire
dope.
for that?
What's my desire? What do you mean?
Like what? Like why do you want to do that?
Why?
Is just like for the money, or like are you
No,
actually?
it's not just for. It's dope. Like, you've seen?
Yeah,
it, right?
I've seen them.
Yeah,
I guess
like,
I'm not as passionate about
crazy.
it.
No, it's crazy, right? Like, bro, like you might not be in a moment of your life where you care to do something like that.
Yeah.
But if I came to you and I showed you, like, bro, check these out. Look, bro, I could make your floor look like this.
Yeah.
You go and get whatever. You got a nice vehicle, whatever,
Yeah.
or it could be the Tesla in there, whatever you have. But it's cool to just see something come to life like that.
Yeah,
Whether it's simple and crazy colorful, or whether it's just simplistic, like a white epoxy with gray swirls and a little bit of your favorite color or something.
Yeah.
That's gonna turn your home into a different. You know, it's gonna give it some real element to your home. You know what I mean? I think the lady friend would like that. Like your homies would like that when they like, bro, what is this? It's crazy.
What's
This not a regular
you from
girl.
doing that, bro? Just
Nothing
do that right
all.
now.
No. Nothing at all.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is it's something I have to get them to invest in, you know? Because keep in mind, that equipment is expensive too, man, right? Like, doing those floors, we talking like 20K machines and 10K machines and stuff. This is essentially, it's construction. Yeah. Right? So construction costs some bread. It ain't just like easy just pouring someone on. You got to like dig this floor off. Right? Like, this is look pretty bare floor right here, so they can probably work on this. They would just have to bring in here to smooth it out and then put the lower. And like this floor could definitely imagine.
Epoxy. We're not gonna be here too much longer.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
That's like, a great. I mean, so what? That's what you really want to do? Like that's your.
So yeah, that's just one of the things I'm trying to get into. I'm also a trader. Obviously, I'm trying to take that to another level to be making some serious money off of that.
Yeah.
And then I have a apparel brand / lifestyle brand. It's not just apparel. I'm actually into other things. Like I actually want to have like furniture and be able to have like a rug in a podcast studio that I can put in somebody's, things like how Virgil had the off-white rugs. Mm-hmm. Like flutes, what's the thing that people put in liquor? So it's like the transfer glass. So it's not necessarily what the liquor came in. Not a shaker, but like they'll have it like if you ever go to like wealthy people's homes, they'll just have like the liquor thing, and they'll just be sitting right here. Then they'll grab that and pour it into the glass. So products like that, like like just a couple more, that I ain't gonna say, but I'm gonna just do it. But definitely like trying to have a different clientele base than like the average person starting a apparel brand. Like I want different types of products. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get a different type of client. I'm not aiming for the client. I'm aiming for all. There's going to be affordable things, and then there's going to be luxury. It's essentially a luxury brand, though. So I'm aiming for those people that's golfing, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming for those people, not so much the urban, extremely urban. But it's going to be some urban products where it's just chill, casual wear, But I want other products too, rather than just clothes and socks and hats and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You know what's crazy that you said is I think I want to maybe start like trading, dude. Like I said, I met that like trader who's like an options trader. Yeah. And I just saw like how he's like, dude, yeah, you could, he looks for trades that are going to like 500-600x, you know what I mean? So like, bro. And it's nothing. What's crazy to me, it's like my understanding of money is, so I might even just reach out. He wanted to sign up, but I'm going to super follow up with him and be like,
yeah, man,
yo, I just need mentor. Yeah,
like what's up?
Would you be willing to trade for mentorship or whatever? Because my understanding of money is kind of crazy. Like, right, like I have to generate a service, like, or product. Like we had a product business that we just liquidated. We still have a little bit of inventory, but you have to do something. Like for me, it's like I gotta whip the pot, right? Like I gotta like exchange any type of energy for return. Which like with trading, you kind of still have to exchange energy because you have to study the chart or whatever. But
Bro,
like
crazy,
it's
man.
crazy that there's no overhead. You just like your overhead is the capital, and like you could potentially lose it, I guess. But like,
Yeah, like it's
but
up
it's
for
no
risk.
big
You
deal.
taking a risk every time. That's why like people be like, those are real risk takers. Traders,
Yeah,
like that's a real
but
risk
it's
taker.
like calculated, and the way he does it is kind of dope because like he'll like take, let's say he does a trade or whatever, right? So like he said he started off with 6,000. So you take like a portion of it and you risk like let's say half of it, 3,000.
Yeah.
But that 3,500x is, and then you take your 3,000 and you put away your profit like into the profit account or whatever, which is whatever your long-term hold or whatever, somewhere in another market or another account that's whatever, like a S&P or whatever. I don't fucking even know. But like then he takes that 3,000 and risks it again. And then like when he has a certain amount, he'll like go up. And now he's like trading $10,000 trades or $4,000 trades. And those trades will generate, you know,
that progressive
yeah,
overload.
so like
bro, there's been times where, and it's not that, to me this is major because not a lot of people can say they've experienced this, but waking up and being a couple hundred up and within minutes, that's a different type of rush. And I ain't gonna call it a rush because that's dangerous, right? When you start getting that too dopamine. But no, you got to be disciplined, obviously, right? As a trader, that's number one, right? But just that feeling, and then you go to work, and then you're around people who are working, and you like, damn, like I made $300 before I came in and work.
Yeah.
Right, and that's not a lot of money, right? But depending on it, it's money. It's money. Whether it was $1 you generated, you generated $1
100%
doing nothing.
Yeah.
By using your thumbs.
Yeah.
By just waking up and like having a skill set.
Yeah.
You made $10.
Yeah.
Versus like you go to work for whatever an hour, you know, whatever you make 18, 20 an hour.
Right.
You just gave an hour of your life away, right? Versus like you trade, some people are making $7,000 in 30 minutes. Like,
bro,
there's nothing on this planet.
You're inspiring me. I'm about to hit him up right now. I'm about to be like, yo, dog, what's up, bro? Would you trade mentorship for?
Yeah, man, I'm 5 years deep, bro. I paid a big tuition in it, but now it's finally starting to like pay off, and I'm starting to get kind of cold at it.
So you understand like the patterns of like, what do you trade? Like,
there's different types of ways to trade, bro. You're gonna learn that. Once you get into it, like, there's no right way or wrong way. Literally.
It's just understanding the pattern.
It's how you swing, however you swing that bat. Like, that was a bar.
That was a bar.
However you swing the bat. There's different types of batters, you know?
That's true. That's true. I don't even know, dog. I'm just going to be like, because he posts in his community like the trades he makes or whatever, so I'm just going to copy his trades.
See, that's the thing, though. You want to learn how to fish, though.
That's true. That's true.
That's why I be telling people. They be like, man, I join this Discord. I join this. Nah, bro, that's cool. You might eat. But when you playing with real money, you don't want to leave it up to another dude that's trading. He might have made a bullshit call today.
Yeah.
But not only that, you want to learn how to be him.
Exactly.
You know, you want to learn how to go and get that 15K in a day yourself. You don't want to imagine that. That's a different.
I mean, that's what I'm gonna. Like I said, I have like some money in the stock account. It's not like crazy, but that's money that I don't even really like. It's just fucking sitting there, so I might as well
play money.
Yeah, I might as well fuck with it. Like, you know, I mean, I would be hurt if I lost it all, but like, you know,
that's
but
the thing.
still,
don't lose it all. Like, just put $1,000 into an account
at a time. Yeah, exactly.
Start like that. Don't. You lose some money, don't put another 1,000 in there. Put 500 in next time you lose.
Yeah.
And then if you lose that, put 200 in.
Yeah.
And then just wait till you can actually make some money off of that. Consistently. And then you start, let me throw some more money in here. You know, but play small first. You know, don't treat it like it's just a little game or something like that.
Yeah.
That's where I play wrong. Like, trading too large, you might get a couple wins, and then you're like, all right, fuck it, I'm about to risk all this shit. And then you get spanked.
Some dubs, that's some L's, some
spanked.
lessons.
Yeah, then you get spanked. Trading is probably one of the, it definitely make you look in the mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I like it. It make you look in that mirror. The same way you've became like somewhat of a mogul at a certain level of operating a business.
Yeah.
The same way it's gonna challenge you even more because it's you versus you.
Yeah.
That's what all businesses is. You running this, it's you versus you. You got to take that risk to build all of the other podcast studios. That's a risk, right?
Yeah.
But trading is a different type. Like, it's like dopamine maintaining and understanding dopamine and how to really regulate that. Because when you see $500, your account going up, and you like, should I get out or let it keep going? Does it have room to keep going? Yes, it does. But does that mean it's safe to do that? I don't know. But it's like
that's a crazy
that's
call.
while it's happening.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's wild.
That's while it's happening. So there's so many thoughts going through your brain, like, and you got to be like clear-minded. You can't be getting an argument with your girl and go hop on the charts. Nah, like, you're not about to have a clear mind. You might do some bullshit. You might do some, right? Like, it's crazy how it translates to life. Yeah. How you do one thing is how you do all. If you're not clear, you bullshitting throughout the day, and you think you about to hop on the charts and make a bag, like, good luck, bro. If you that talented, yeah. If you good, you've been doing it for 10 years, maybe you could get away. But the average person, they need to do one thing, how to do all things. Like, you know, if you discipline outside of going to the gym every day, doing what you need to do, then probably you're gonna be a good trader. Yeah. If you're not, you slacking, messing around outside of off the charts. Yeah. It's gonna translate into your trading. Yeah. Crazy. Bro. Tap in though.
I know. I might as well just tap in with homeboy.
You already. I think you'd be all right, man.
I had it's crazy because to me, why trading, like you said, it's to me, it's facing. I have like trauma around money, kind of like in a sense, which I'm overcoming, but it's not necessarily money. It's the fear of poverty. Have you read a book called Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill?
I listened to the on YouTube. I listened to like the audio.
Yeah, it's a great book.
Yeah, so, I didn't finish it all, but definitely some crazy lessons in there. Some crazy. Yeah.
So it talks about the like 6 fears that plague mankind. It's like fear of criticism, fear of poverty, fear of ill health, fear of loss of love, fear of I don't remember. I don't remember.
Success.
Something, bro. I forgot the other. Anyways, but like my only fear in fucking life is the fear of poverty. Yeah. So like, yeah, the fear of losing it all. Like I grew up in poverty, and so like I just always was like, I'm never gonna fucking do this again. And so that like translates into real life in every fucking way. I saw it coming up in crazy ways, right? Like if I get like a surprise bill, like we have grass in the front yard and in the backyard, but my water bill in the summer is like $500. Right? So I used to get pissed, bro. I used to be like, what the fuck? It'd fuck up my day, right? Like I'd be like, this motherfucker, like whatever, and it would make me upset. But then I was like, why is it making me upset? All kinds of shit, right? Like our grocery bill, bro. Like we just went to the grocery store. It was like $400 every week, bro, for like me and a daughter and a wife. And it used to piss me off. I used to be like, why? What the fuck? Like I'm spending $400 every week, and we eat out like 3 times a fucking week or 4 times a week. Like this is ridiculous, right? Yeah. It would make me upset, but I was like, why is this triggering me? Like, what am I getting pissed about? And it's like, okay. Because I'm losing money. Okay, like, all right, you're losing money, so what? And then it's like, well, if I lose money, then I feel like I'm, getting played. Okay, you're getting played, so what? Well, I feel like if I get played enough, then I'll lose. Like then I'm going to lose. Okay, so if you lose, what are you losing? Like, if I lost everything, I would lose all my money. Like, oh, if I lost all my money, then what? Then I would fucking break down, right? Like, it's like the ultimate, like, and so when I peeled it all the way back, it's like the fear of poverty, fear of so that shaped like some decisions. But ultimately, I've released it a lot. I want to say 2024 was like a big year. I even paid $10,000 for a seminar for that, like Sanskara. It's like stuck energy that you hold inside your in your heart, and it's like to release it so that you can move forward.
How was that, man? What kind of things did they take you through?
It was like a whole fucking, it's like there's like basically sanskaras. It's like called stuck energy. It's like an Indian, like, comes from India or whatever. But there's like different rituals, and they would just like you go through the ritual and you like write down and you kind of like meditate and release it. And then it was pretty dope. It was cool.
Did you have any aha moments or wow moments or?
I have not that I can remember. I have notes. I think it was more just like me committing to that amount of money and to like release, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it was good. Yeah, because I had a crazy situation like in 2023 we were doing crazy business, like we were doing like 80K a month, like back to back to back. And then I broke my wrist in like I think it was like April. And so I didn't work basically for like basically the rest of the year I didn't do shit. The team was kind of like running it, but it was like steady declining. Like we were losing money. And I just was like hyper focused on like the fear of losing money. I was like, we're going to lose it all. We're going to lose it all. We're going to lose it all. Fuck. And I was like hyper stressed, bro, like that I was just going to lose it all. And then eventually I did lose it all, like, or hit rock bottom. But even though like my rock bottom, like going into 2024 was like, I was still doing like $11,000 or $12,000 a month. But that's a substantial difference from like that. I had to lay off a bunch of people. And so I hit rock bottom and I was like, fuck, like, I guess I should just rebuild. And so then 24, I rebuilt it, bro. Like I built everything back up and I didn't even work. I fucking took like a month vacation and I didn't work in December. So technically I only worked 10 months out of the year. So like that's pretty fucking nuts.
Yeah, you're a monster, man. You're a monster.
So but what I realized was like even if I lose it all, I have the power and the skill to make it back. So
that's
like there's no point to be afraid about it. Like it doesn't matter.
Oh, it's facts.
So
Bro,
that
once
was
you
my
learn the
biggest
skill set, it's over with.
Yeah.
Once you learn the one skill set, that's what I'm learning now. Like it's about skill sets
Yeah.
to get to wealth. Like the people who are working and doing the 9 to 5s forever, which is okay for the 9 to 5ers,
Yeah.
right? But like the ones who stay there for 40 years, like they just don't have a skill, and they might actually be working for a type of company where they do have a skill.
Yeah.
You know, but like a construction.
Yeah.
But they can just go start their construction company. You know,
Yeah.
but some people have skills, but it's just like some people are willing to really apply them. You know, for themselves.
Yeah, and you have to. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a whole lot like just being an entrepreneur, or just
Yeah.
like just doing shit for yourself, like the accountability, right? Like to be able to